to Song Surgery Part 3. I wonder if I shouldn't be putting a holding page up rather than just jumping straight into the stream. Put something up for a couple of minutes. Well, they didn't used to do that at the BBC, did they? So it says 5 o'clock, you start at 5 o'clock. You don't put a holding page up at 5 o'clock. Okay, I hope everything's coming through okay. I'm just going to kill a moment or two while I wait for some messages to come in on the chat, and then I'll begin. So this next episode is about going to look at a track called Winter Break. It was originally called Winter Break. Hello from South Shields. Hello Graham, nice to hear from you. The first thing I did with this was the first version I did of this when I wrote it on a little 8-track. Hello Dieter in Switzerland, Stephanie in London, Dissection Time, absolutely. Yes, so hang on a second. That's me. Yes, that's the first thing I ever released. They're all doing it now. They're all doing it now. But that's the first thing I released. Put it out on cassette, trying to get a deal, and was unsuccessful in getting a deal. So I put it out myself, and it was kind of done on drum machines and whatnot. It was all synths. But the version that we're doing here is that's not right. Is off the album Light, and it's a live version with, drums, real drums and real bass rather than programmed drums and programmed bass. Hello Edward in Chicago, nice to have you aboard. So you're seeing us and you're hearing us. All good on Facebook and YouTube. That's great, Jeff. Thank you very much. Okay, so, we're all stuck in the house, and this is something that I've told myself that I was going to do for years. And, well, not years necessarily, but for a long time. And because we're in lockdown, I've kind of got it together. I experimented with it and messed about with it and that. So let's start with Jim's drums, okay? Now, all of those red tracks, for those of you who don't know, how I work is I put things in folders. So you see there's a folder here called Keys. If I open that folder, it's got all of the keyboard parts in it. So you can see there's a lot happening and a lot not happening at different times. Of course, we've got a guitars folder. All of these are different guitars, and that's all of the automation, those green squiggles. Yeah, let me just check something here because I've got a bit of an overload on the outro. Yeah. Right, let's have a listen to these drums. It's all about the groove. We've got the drums and the bass on this both went down simultaneously. They went down live, nothing was replaced. As with all of these tracks, there's one thing I didn't point out. With all of these tracks with Jim playing drums and Kenny playing bass, the drums and the bass went down together and we didn't replace anything. So let's have a listen to how Jim starts this. Nice. So what I'm doing here is, what we've got here is we've got the basic drums. Now let me just have a look at this. Those of you who were looking at my Facebook page earlier may have seen this picture of the Acoustica audio plugins. This is the EQ that I'm using on the overheads for the drums. Tight and compressed and bright. So let's go through them one at a time. Here's the kick. Here's the snare. Here's the underneath of the snare. Hi-hat. Then the overheads. It's the whole kit. Nice. Jim's a great player. He's playing to a click. Let's listen to the click. Great. Absolutely spot on that click. Let's bring in Kenny. It's an incredibly straightforward thing. So, deceptively simplistic in the rhythm section. You've got that. That's all it does. Then a key change. Okay. So let's go back to the beginning and have a listen to what else is going on. We've got the drums and the bass in. Now what we're going to have here is this reggae guitar. Thank you, Walter. So there's a Strat playing that. Okay, now I got a clavy playing the same thing. So rather than like double tracking the guitar, having two guitars doing the same thing, I mean, there's nothing wrong with double tracking a guitar. No, I've just started, Jeff. I've literally just started. I'm just at the opening. So you got this clavinova, which is like a Stevie Wonder kind of instrument, and it's quite a guitar-y sounding thing. So with the rhythm guitar and that clavy keyboard, sounds like this. So if it's just the clavy without the guitar. Hi Heiko, good evening. Okay. So what we've got from the beginning there, we've got the drums, we've got the bass, we've got the guitar, and we've got the funky keyboard. One, two. Okay. Here's our main melody. Let's have a listen to the main melody on its own. And I think the harmony comes in somewhere around here. No, here. Oh, there's the harmony. So quite a lot of layered guitars there. Let's listen to that. What else is going on here now? Ah yes, of course. So this pad. Okay, so I'll mute the guitars. It might be interesting to mute the guitars there. And so just a moment ago, you know, the bass and the drums don't change. But this is something that I do in guitar lessons, where I talk about how you can change things by leaving something the same and changing something next to it makes the thing next to it sound like it's changed. So the synth keyboard comes in, the pad comes in. I hope the levels are okay. And the pad comes in, and that kind of has an effect. Listen. Okay, so when the pad comes in, now at the same time another keyboard comes in. We listened to that guitar melody before there. There's another keyboard comes in which is called Tommy. And the reason that that keyboard is called Tommy, I'm using Cubase here, Walter. I'm using Cubase 10.5, but I'm using all kinds of plugins within it. And the reason that this keyboard is called Tommy is Tommy Mars from Frank Zappa's band from 79 to about 82, I think, something like that. And any Frank Zappa fans out there will recognize this keyboard sound as being very much a Frank Zappa, Tommy Mars era kind of synth. Sounds like this. So put the pad in. Okay, so let's listen to all of that, right? All of the keyboards, all of the guitars, the whole thing. I didn't unmute the guitars. Oh, what a divvy. Here we go. Okay, so Jim goes to the right cymbal and the second melody comes in. Strat. No. Les Paul. So that, with the arrival of that, I've called that Mel 2. I hope, I don't know if you can see that. Mel 2. With the arrival of that, we also bring in the piano. Now, let it be said. By the way, this was all videoed as well, by the way. This was all videoed. And my volume's a bit high. This was all videoed. So at the end of this stream, you're going to... yes, the synths are all virtual. They're all plugins. They are a mixture of native instruments, complete, and the Rob Papin stuff. They are all of the synths that I've got. Now, this is Julie in Dallas, Texas, and she has a Steinway grand piano in her dining room, in her living room. It sounds like this. With the guitar. So when I was staying at Julie's house in Texas, we recorded this piano and I brought it, and we videoed Julie recording the piano, and there was a gentleman there brought his very high definition camera. I forget the guy's name now, but he's since passed away. And we also, so there's another pad. Okay, this pad. Okay, you want detail? I'll give you detail. Okay. When we go into this new section here, there's the first pad that you heard at the beginning. A Hammond organ takes over from that pad. Same chords. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the guitar has come in, the new guitar has come in, the pad has left us and it's been replaced by a Hammond organ, and we also have these bells playing the melody on the top. Hi Jim, talking about you. Now they sound quite twee and alone. It sounds like a children's nursery rhyme, right? But when you put those in with all of the melodies at the same time, you get this sound. So really, those bells are just to put the top on the note. You know, they're not to sound like a children's TV show. It's like you've got the guitar, which is an aggressive, distorted guitar, and you've got the piano, and you've got the organ, and the bells kind of just put the top end on. What do you think of the drum sound, Jim? Jim, the drummer, has joined us on Facebook. Okay, fat ass. It's a fatty. It's a fat one. Good. Okay, so we've had the intro, and we've had the first melody, and then we've had the second melody, and there's been additions on both of the. You know, we saw the pad disappear and was removed with the replaced with the Hammond organ, and Julie's piano came in with the bells on the top. And the distorted guitar, the single distorted guitar. So let me just show you, you know, because all of these guitars are layered guitars. Let's just solo the guitars. Okay. Okay, so we've got like layered guitars there. I think there's 4 guitars there. And then it goes to a single guitar. For the next melody, it's a single guitar. There. You see? So from all those layered guitars to the single guitar, just have a listen. Yeah, this is very Frank orientated. This is inspired by Frank. I'm perfectly happy to admit that. It's nothing to admit. I'm delighted. So when you go to that single guitar, all of those multi-track guitars strip away, and you got the single guitar, and then you've got more instrumentation comes in to reinforce the single guitar because of all of the layered guitars disappearing. So here comes the first solo. So everything's been removed. Okay, so we've had that build up and layered guitars and pianos and organs and glockenspiels and all of that. And now it's gone back to the very simple beginning orchestration, instrumentation of just the drums, the bass, the reggae guitar, and then the solo. See, there isn't even a keyboard playing chords there. It's literally just guitar, bass, and drums. Now, the sequence comes in. It's this kind of bell sequence. Nice. That's one of those ones where you press one key and it does all of the work for you. But it with the drums, with the groove of the drums, that sequence, that kind of rhythmic sequence in the bells, with everything else with the guitar. Julie in Dallas, Texas. Okay, so now we're just down to drums and bass and piano. Drums and bass and piano, and Julie's putting the left hand, putting the chord in with the left hand on the piano, so there's no need for synths to reinforce the chords. No, didn't program the drums, Bob. Jim Drummond. Jim's talking to us on Facebook now, Bob. The man who played drums on this. This is real drums. So if you listen to this next section, everything falls away. Okay, I'll mute the piano. So it's literally drums and bass. Okay. With the piano in, because Julie's playing this beautiful solo, but she's putting the chord in the low end. Pads. I've got two pads there. Listen. The whole finished track comes at the end. Yeah, it's phenomenal. The whole finished. I'll play you the whole finished track at the end. The last thing we're going to do is listen to the whole track. Listen to the pads. Listen to the pads, I said. So they just reinforce. The piano's real, Bob. This is a Steinway piano. If you watch the video, I videoed all of this. There's a live performance video of this, which I'm going to play at the end, and all of Julie's piano parts are on that video. So you'll see Julie actually recording this. Hello from London, Jeremy Ray. Hello, Jeremy in London. Nice to hear from you. My second favourite city. So let's hear that. The piano and and the drums and the arrival of the keys in the back. Sorry, yeah, those jazz chords she's putting in. Gary Dandy. Organ. Okay, the obligatory wind chimes. Something's changed. Okay, so the guitar solo comes up here. First solo is a Strat. Second solo is a Gibson 335, and then it goes back to the Strat. Okay, I tell a lie. First guitar's a Telly, second guitar's a Gibson 335, third guitar's a Strat. Can we solo? Can we? Yes, we can, because I'm pressing the buttons. I'm in control. Let's listen to that Gibson 335 soloed. It's a beautiful sounding guitar, and it was loaned to me by a mate. Hello in Boston. So you got three different guitars there, three different kinds of guitars, all taking 4 bars each. That's a Telly. Here's the Gibson. And then the Strat. LSL, 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 LSL Strats, ladies and gentlemen. Tell you what I also did there is I brought in this vocal, because this is something that I do. I'm working on a track at the moment, actually, for YouTube, which is going to be finished God knows when, but I'm singing on it. And the idea of me using these vocals in blocks like this is it's an alternative to a synthesizer. Okay, so you play a synth chord, you know, but when you layer up a vocal like this and play a chord, sing a chord on however many different channels I did this on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so there's 6 voices here. It's an alternative to a keyboard or a synth. Virtual amps, IK, absolutely. I think I've just realised that I've been doing something. This will try and piss me off. Oh, bloody hell! There you go. Yeah. So those vocals come in there. Where are the guitars? Okay, there's the Gibson. Because Bob has just asked me a question there, which I'm going to answer directly. Here we are. Amplitude 3. It's quite some time ago, because we're on to Amplitude 4 now. So let's have a look at what's happening with this. I can tell you it'll be, there you go. If you watch the demo that I did of Amplitude 4, I explained that I use this. There you go, it's all the same stuff. I'm not using the reverbs or the delays in this. I'm using, in the effects channels, I'm using Valhalla plate. Very nice reverb, the Valhalla plate. I'm using the Waves True Verb digital reverb, 2.2 second delay, and I've got the Waves Super Tap delay. So rather than using the effects in the guitar amp software, I'm using I'm using plugin effects and sending to them. Okay. So I like this outro, and let me tell you now that that solo was a warm-up. I was like, that's a warm-up. What I was doing was I'd set the camera up, because at the end I'm going to play the video with all the mixed audio and all of us, Jim and Kenny and me and Julie, and I was just setting the camera up, and I was just messing about, technically doing a setup, and I ran a check, and it ended up being the one that I used. We're at the peak of the song. Let's have a listen to what's going on in there. But this is kind of the top, and it goes down after this part. Hello, Justo. No, I'll tell you what, Bob. I don't think IK Multimedia Amplitude 3 or 4 sound any different. I think basically they just add more features, you know. Yeah, Justo, I'm glad you're enjoying it. So let's listen to what's going on in here. There's a lot going on in here. So where that guitar was just a single melody before, I mean, this is everything but the kitchen sink at this point, right? That was a single guitar melody. Now I've got them all in there. I've got 3 guitars in there. Piano's playing the melody. Yeah, and all of those bells. So everything in. Should also say I've got like a mini Moog synthesizer, Rick Wakeman kind of thing going on. That moog needs to be a bit louder in the mix generally. Bob, I would work with these people at any time, but they don't reply to me emails. I've stopped emailing these kinds of people because they just don't respond. No offence to Rick Wakeman, of course, I'm not offended by him. I know he's a busy guy, but if you're not recommended to them, or they're not, you know, I don't know. Music business is a closed shop. Let's listen to that. Jim. It was all well, the drums and the bass, Jeremy Ray, were recorded live. The drums and the bass were recorded live, along with the pilot guitar, but then everything was replaced later on. We'll just take that guitar out and listen to the piano. Okay, listen to the piano. What a player, she's great. Yeah, there it is. So that's it, basically. That's how that song exists. Yes. So that's basically it. The finished track is available on Bandcamp if you want to hear it, or you can check it out on YouTube. The video version of it is on YouTube, which I'm going to finish the show with any second. So that's 40 minutes. That's about right. 45 minutes. That's Winter Break. I originally recorded it on a Porter studio in Newcastle in 1990. Released it on a cassette called Homework, which you can see there, and then later, Jeremy, the drums were recorded in a friend of ours has a guest house, a bed and breakfast in just outside of Glasgow in a town called Airdrie, and Jim is from Coatbridge, as was Jim's cousin, the mighty Ted McKenna. And we used to go, well, we will again as soon as we can. We'll go back into the guest house at in Airdrie, and we'll record more. And we're probably talking about live streaming another gig from up there. We'll get Andy Champion in on the bass, maybe. It was so the drums were recorded in the guest house. In the dining room, and put all the dining furniture and the cornflakes and the teapots and the kettles and the microwaves up against the wall. You'll see it all in the video in a moment. So that's called Winter Break. I recorded it first of all on a cassette album, put it out, recorded it on a Fostex reel-to-reel, and then later when I got into a position where I was working with a live band, I I did it again, and this is kind of the way that I wanted it to sound all along. I'm pleased with it. Music industry wasn't interested. So there you go. I'm going to do... Okay, where are we? I'll tell you where we are. We're going to do another live guitar stream on Sunday evening. Probably from the garden. The weather's supposed to be good again. So we'll be doing another one from the garden, another live guitar performance. So stay tuned for that. Probably about 7 o'clock, maybe a little bit later, 8 o'clock, because I've got an idea about after the sunset. I don't know if any of you saw on my Facebook or my YouTube page that I did a live guitar stream from the summer house, which was nice, but the sun was quite blinding and the gear was getting a bit hot. So I thought I might leave it until a little bit later in the evening when the sun's actually gone down and have some more subdued lighting, so it'll be nice and cozy, you know, in the outside world, in the garden. Yes, the weather's going to be fine, Bob, you know. So I think that's everything. I hope you've enjoyed it. So, okay, live guitar performance, Sunday evening. Watch out for the flyer. My pleasure, Nick. My pleasure, Steve. Thank you, everybody. Watch out for the online flyer with the exact time. Like I say, I might do the guitar stream a little bit later. Do you want a sneak preview of... something else that I'm working on? I'm having a bit of trouble with this, mind. This is a small issue with Cubase. They need to make an update and get this crash sorted out. Yeah. So here's something that I'm working on at the moment. Once this thing opens up again. Gossip and Tittle-Tattle. That's what this one's called. Just give us a moment to open this. It's called Gossip and Tittle-Tattle. And something that I'm putting on... this is something that I'm putting on YouTube. This isn't anything to do with streaming or anything like that. But I'll play this section. Or maybe I'll play this little section while you're here, if you don't mind waiting. Yeah. Something that I'm just working on, but have a listen to this vocal thing. That's me. It's me making funny noises with my mouth. I'll not let the cat out of the bag there. Okay, so thank you very much. See you on Sunday, and then Sunday I'll announce the next Song Surgery, which will be Song Surgery 4, in which I'll be dissecting a track called Wet Brain, which Jim also played drums on. It sounds Tibetan. That's exactly the idea, Nick. That's a Tibetan thing. Long story. So when I press the let's see what happens if I press this. Yeah, look. There you go. There's me there, look. What's the matter with you? So I'll do another Song Surgery. I'll hit this button and you'll see the entire track that we've just dismantled, reassembled, mixed, mastered, edited, performed live with Jim Drummond on drums, Kenny Hutchison on bass, Julie Bonk on piano, and me on guitar and synths. Goes like this. Thank you very much, folks. See you next time. Bye.